another one. We have The Ultimate Fighter. Season 31 is back with the coaches being Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. We kind of predicted that this was the fight that made the most sense. I know a lot of people were talking about Tony Ferguson, but that would just be awful, man. So,
didn't you say him versus Jorge?
Yeah, but then they turned around and they announced Jorge versus Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
So now it's confirmed Michael Chandler, and
I think this would probably be the most, well, other than the Jorge one, it'd be the most entertaining to watch. But then Michael, this might be a good thing because if you had Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal, then they might have to have the police there. It might get out of hand. Those two guys.
It would get out of hand. But another thing is they gave Conor a winnable fight. This goes back to what I said, man, earlier, where Michael has shown that he's an action-packed fighter who will sacrifice actually winning for the sake of entertaining. And we've seen that in the last couple of big fights. And you could argue that Michael should be the champion, or should have been a champion in the UFC already.
I would think it is. If you look at the people who he lost to, man, he's lost to the upper echelon of fighters. And he's never lost to like somebody outside the top 10 in the UFC.
But they matched him up perfectly here with Conor. And Conor is going to do what he does. He probably going to look good in this fight. But I will say, man, Michael did put Dustin through a lot of hell before Dustin was able to get that W. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of the positions that Dustin Poirier was able to survive, Conor might not make it out of that. Because remember, he actually was about to knock Dustin out, low-key, and then he was about to choke him out, too. We know Conor more than likely ain't trying to go down that road. But as far as the Ultimate Fighter, man, this is perfect, man. They get to kill a lot of birds with one stone. And I'll tell you why. Because of the McGregor loophole that we all know about, he has to be... Hold on, let me see.
You talking about the USADA testing pool?
Yes. According to MMAfighting.com, Conor McGregor will need 6 months of USADA drug testing and 2 negative tests before fighting Michael. Which all that means is they'll be coaching the Ultimate Fighter during this time and doing marketing and promotion to put them on whatever card they're going to be fighting on. So by the time all of this is taken care of, it'll be time for them to fight and everything will go smooth. So, hey, that was a smart decision by the UFC because the Ultimate Fighter has been going down bad, man. It has not been exciting. It has not really been anything for us to really tune into in the last few seasons.
And some of these guys who won the Ultimate Fighter, man, they went on to not be successful in the UFC. Even guys like, did Ricky win? Ricky Tercios?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you barely in the UFC, man.
And we've seen that with so many fighters, man. They won Ultimate Fighter, and then things look promising. And then
Andy Gordon.
We saw a few people get knocked out and everything, and then the Ultimate Fighter just really lost the value, truth be told. And so that's when the Contender ended up coming along, a better version, faster. Instead of saying whoever just wins becomes Ultimate Fighter, it's like, no, you need to win, and you need to win impressively. Otherwise, you don't get a contract with the Contender. So this will be a way to get some...
what weight classes is it going to be?
For this actual fight?
No, for the that too, for the Ultimate Fighter, because that kind of makes a difference too.
I'm not seeing it at the moment. But, I think this will be the first time in several years, several seasons of the Ultimate Fighter where we all collectively tune in because it actually is worth watching at this point. So
they may have some good balance too, because Michael, he's more disciplined and he can control his emotions better than Conor.
But he can put on a show.
And then, no, I'm talking about for the Ultimate Fighter.
I'm talking he can put on a show then.
And then Conor McGregor, he's the entertaining person who's going to be getting in people's face and stuff. So it's a good balance because if you got two guys, if they both aggressive, it's not going to end.
But Michael Chandler can get in there too, man. Like, we know how he going to carry himself, but at the same time, we all know that there's going to be a fight at the end of this, and it's going to be competitive. He's already saying my team versus your team, so he actually want to win the Ultimate Fighter and get his guy to win the show. Or girl, however they do it. It'll be exciting, man. This will be the first time in years I actually watched the Ultimate Fighter. I think the last season I watched was like Michael Bisping and Mayhem Miller.
The last one I saw was Kimbo Slice.
So, yeah.